Hello learners, we've been discussing about doctrine of proportionality. So in the first segment, we looked at the relationship between proportionality test and the doctrine of margin of appreciation. So in the second segment of lecture 50, we will be looking at how proportionality test is applied in the context of ECHR, European Convention on Human Rights. So we know that ECTHR, the European Code for Human Rights, gives a wider margin of appreciation whenever a legitimate regulatory measures in the general interest is undertaken, and the tribunal or the court does not go into the fact of what was the legitimate aim that was that the measured aim wanted to pursue in the context of the social and economic measures that it had taken and all of that. But still the court looks at the fact looks at the question if the measures were lawful and proportional. So that is where the proportionality test became very popular from in the context of the jurisprudence developed by European Court of Human Rights. So what does it do? I mean, it only whenever states have taken a measure in general interest, it merely looks at the lawfulness and the proportionality of the measure, right? Ever since the European Court for Human Rights judgment on Sporrong and Lundrat's case versus Sweden, so here we could see that the court arrived at the proportionality test while trying to achieve a fair balance. So the test is very popularly known as fair balance test, because in this case the court had to decide whether between the regulatory measure and the right to property of the individual in the context of Article 1, Protocol 1. So therefore, we could see that the court had developed a fair balance test. Fair balance test is the test where the court would look at the if there is a reasonable proportionality that exists between the aim of the measure, the legitimate aim of the measure, and the means employed to achieve that aim. Right, so this is what it looks at. So in this case, in Sporrong versus Lundrat case, the court stated that it will review the regulatory measure by referring to certain factors. And what were the factors? The lawfulness of the enforcement measure, and secondly, it will look at the legitimate aim of the measure, and third, it will look at the proportionality between the aim and the means employed to achieve that aim. So that is where we see that the proportionality test was given a lot of weightage by the European Court for Human Rights, and ever since the judgment in Sporrong and Lundrat, it became a regular feature whenever the tribunal interpreted Article 1 Protocol, whenever the court interpreted Article 1 Protocol 1, it did apply a fair balance test, and the fair balance test included a proportionality test. Since this case is significant, and we say that this is the starting point for proportionality test in the context of ECTHR. So let us discuss the facts of this case also in order to better appreciate why the court had come to this conclusion. So here, if we look at the facts of this case, Stockholm City Council was given the discretion to expropriate the property that was belonging to Sporrong and Lundrat for redevelopment purpose, but the Stockholm City Council did not undertake any formal expropriation, but rather impose certain conditions like with regard to construction, renovation and selling of the properties that those properties that belong to Sporrong and Lundrat. So in that context, since those measures were in place for around 23 years and 8 years for Sporrong and Lundrat respectively, they claimed that these constraints amounted to de facto expropriation. So that is where the European Court for Human Rights had to decide between had to interpret Article 1 Protocol 1 and had to see whether a fair balance was struck in terms of the demands of the community, the demands of the general interest of the community, and the rights conferred on the individuals, the right to property. So whether a fair balance was struck between these two things is what the court was interested to look at. Right. After this judgment, we could see the fair balance test was again invoked in many other subsequent cases of the European Court of Human Rights. So one such case is James and others versus United Kingdom also. So here also the court stated that it will look at whether a fair balance is struck between demands of the general interest and the rights of the applicant, specifically the right to property, right. So in all these subsequent cases, the court started looking at whether a fair balance was struck. So basically it will look at it will apply the proportionality test, and it also see whether the regulatory measures are non-discriminatory and whether the measures were in fact used for the purpose for which it was enacted. Right. So we could see that this had happened, the fair balance test was invoked subsequently as well. Then we could also see in the case of Bubic versus Croatia as well. So there also the court had stated that despite margin of appreciation applying this particular doctrine, it will also see whether the measure was actually proportional to the legitimate aim that was sought by the measure, and that the court will examine whether there is no disproportionate burden on the applicant. So that is how we could see that even when the court gave applied margin of appreciation, they were still looking at the doctrine of proportionality, and the court was still applying proportionality test for for striking a fair balance between the general interest of the community and the individual rights, individual's right to property. Right. So this is how ECTHR had applied here. But we could see it was in the context of Kuzokoglu versus Turkey case. It's actually a Turkish pronunciation, so I'm not very sure about if I'm pronouncing the name of the case correctly. So it is in that case, the court summarized the previous decided cases and stated that what are the factors that it will look at in order to see whether there was a fair balance between the measures taken by the state and its effect on the individual whose property right is affected. So there it stated that the requirements for fair balance test was that it will see or it will examine for a reasonable proportionality between the legitimate aim of that measure and also it will look at the means employed to achieve that legitimate aims, including those measures which had an adverse effect on the applicant's right as well. So this is how it laid down what it will consider for looking at the fair balance test as well. So ever since ECTHR started applying a fair balance and a proportionality test in order to balance the state's regulatory power, state's power to Article 1, Protocol 1 confers an explicit right on the part of the states to take measures to control the use of the property in general interest, right. So the European court started trying to balance between the state's right versus individual's right to property, and eventually this analysis found its place in investment arbitration as well, because most of the time an arbitral tribunal is again confronted with the same question that the European Court of Human Rights is confronted with. So that is whether states' exercise of regulatory right and its adverse consequence on foreign investment, and how should an arbitral tribunal in an investment dispute should decide this particular question. So now that we have understood how it is applied in the context of European Court of Human Rights, we will see in the next video how the same is applied in the context of investment disputes as well. Thank you.